2017 Audi R8. What's new for 2017? The R8 has been fully redesigned for 2017. There was no 2016 R8. Introduction. The 2017 Audi R8 exotic sports car isn't the only fully redesigned Audi this year that looks an awful lot like its predecessor A4. But in the R8's case, at least, that might be more of a compliment than a criticism. After all, the first generation R8 was so Hollywood cool that it served as Iron Man's steed, and it was still turning heads when it bowed out in 2015. The challenge, as Audi saw it, was to preserve the R8's curb appeal while adding contemporary technology and even more performance to its repertoire. As before, the all-wheel drive 2017 R8 is based on a sister car from Lamborghini. This time, it is the new Huracan, which is a replacement for the discontinued Gallardo. Gone, for better or worse, are the original R8's sultry base V8 engine and distinctive exposed gate manual transmission. With the new R8, you can have any powertrain you like as long as it's a screaming Lamborghini-derived 5.2-litre V10 paired with a 7-speed automated manual. There are probably a few people who will lament the loss of the old-school manual, but there's so much greatness with the precise S-tronic automated gearbox that's it hard to really complain. Of more significance, in fact, is what has happened on the inside of the 2017 R8. The first generation's cabin layout and features had become rather dated the past few years, so the 2017 R8's interior gets a full-strength dose of Audi's cutting-edge design and technology. The gauge cluster facing the driver is filled by the campaigner's unique virtual cockpit, a higher-resolution 12.3-inch screen that dynamically resizes the speedometer and tachometer to render infotainment functions in between. As with the new Audi TT, this solution obviates the need for a separate display elsewhere, so the R8's dashboard is refreshingly uncluttered. Also of note is the new steering wheel, which boasts Ferrari-style integrated buttons for ignition and driving mode selection. If shopping for a sports car in this price range, we envy the options before you. The current Porsche 911 Turbo has enjoyed incremental improvements during its run, and this includes further enhancements for 2017. If you like the sound and fury of a supercharged V8, the world-class Chevrolet Corvette Z06 is a true performance bargain, while the Jaguar F-Type SVR Coupe punches out 575 horsepower and comes paired with all-wheel drive. Arguably the car you'll want to pay the most attention to, though, will be Acura's hot new NSX, which packs a 550 horsepower gas-electric hybrid powertrain and the promise of Honda Acura reliability and usability. Clearly, there's no shortage of tantalizing choices here, but the 2017 Audi R8 certainly makes a strong case for being your everyday supercar. Body styles, trim levels, and options. The 2017 Audi R8 is a two-seat mid-engine exotic sports car offered in coupe form only. There are two trim levels, V10 and V10 Plus. Standard equipment on the V10 includes 19-inch wheels, LED headlights and taillights, automatic high beams, LED engine air compartment lighting, adaptive magnetic ride suspension dampers, adjustable drive settings, drive select, front and rear parking sensors, auto-dimming power folding heated side mirrors, keyless entry and ignition, an auto-dimming rear view mirror, a manual tilt and telescoping steering wheel, leather upholstery, 18-way power seats with adjustable side and leg bolsters, automatic climate control, a synthetic shoe and headliner, Audi Connect online services with mobile Wi-Fi, Audi's MMI infotainment system, a navigation system, voice controls, a 12.3-inch virtual cockpit instrument and infotainment display, a rear-view camera, Bluetooth and a 13-speaker Bang & Olufsen audio system with satellite radio, dual USB ports and an auxiliary input jack. Options on the V10 include 20-inch wheels, larger carbon ceramic brakes, red painted brake calipers, variable ratio steering, carbon fiber exterior and interior trim and extended leather upholstery with or without diamond stitching. The R8 V10 Plus gets a 70 horsepower boost and also comes standard with the carbon ceramic brakes, a sports suspension with conventional non-adaptive dampers, a carbon fiber exterior trim package including a fixed rear spoiler, an additional performance mode for the drive select system, a smaller fuel tank, sport exhaust, a sports steering wheel, partial power sport seats with fixed seat backs, no recline and a relatively basic 5-speaker audio system. If you want the extra power but wish you could have the base model's luxuries, mostly in luck. The V10 Plus can optionally be equipped with the 18-way power seats, extended leather upholstery and a Bang & Olufsen stereo. Also optional are the 20-inch wheels and variable ratio steering. Stuck with the smaller gas tank and conventional suspension, however. Powertrains and performance. The 2017 Audi R8 V8 is powered by a 5.2-litre V10 mounted behind the seats beneath a transparent engine cover. In the base V10 model, it generates 540 horsepower and 398 pound-feet of torque, while the V10 Plus levels up to 610 horsepower and 413 lb-ft. All-wheel drive and a 7-speed automated manual transmission S-tronic are standard across the lineup. According to Audi, the regular R8 V10 can accelerate to 60 miles per hour in a mere 3.5 seconds, while the V10 Plus cuts that down to 3.2 seconds. Safety. Standard safety equipment on the 2017 R8 includes anti-lock brakes, stability control, side airbags, knee airbags and head curtain airbags. Front and rear parking sensors and a rear view camera are also standard. Somewhat surprisingly, advanced safety features like blind spot monitoring, adaptive cruise control and collision mitigation with automatic braking are unavailable. Interior design and special features. The R8's cabin has always offered an ergonomic control layout and fine materials, particularly compared to other exotic sports cars. However, the first-generation model was hampered by anachronisms like an early version of the MMI infotainment system that utilized a relatively clunky dashboard-mounted control knob. Thankfully, the new R8 gives up nothing inside to any other Audi model. Following the latest TT's lead, it employs the innovative virtual cockpit instrument cluster, which groups all driving and infotainment functions into a single high-resolution screen in front of the driver. Also, the MMI controller now has the ability to recognize inputs called via fingertip, and it's located on the console between the seats, where it falls readily to hand. The downside to this driver-centric system, however, is that the passenger has little ability to look at or adjust those infotainment functions. The R8's two available seat designs occupy opposite ends of the spectrum. The base 18-way power chairs are both supportive in spirited driving and comfortable for touring, but the racing seats that comes standard in the V10 Plus lose the power functions except height and aren't even able to recline. If you plan to take your R8 to the racetrack on a regular basis, these seats may hold appeal, but we're glad that Audi makes the more luxurious seats an option for less aggressive V10 Plus buyers. Audi pegs the 2017 R8's cargo capacity at just 8.0 cubic feet, which includes both the front trunk, remember, the engines in the back and a small space behind the seats. That's stingy even by supercar norms. Driving impressions. We haven't yet subjected a 2017 Audi R8 to full testing. Based on other initial tests, the R8 looks to be exceptionally capable, with 060 miles per hour acceleration occurring in less than 3 seconds and race car-like grip and composure. The V10 also produces a beguiling howl at high RPM that's unlike the typical V8's auditory broadside. But check back soon for our detailed evaluation covering the new R8's ride, handling, interior noise, outward visibility and more.